Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and in this video, I'm talking about increasing parental energy through relationship self-care. Hi, I teach parenting all over the world, and I teach good communication, relationship development, all through the lens of the principle self-government. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what causes parents to burn out and what you can do in your relationships to decrease burnout. So what does parental or relationship burnout look like to you? Usually for many people, it looks like just giving up or giving in to somebody else. Many times people get frustrated, they feel overwhelmed, they'll start to stress about little things when they don't have good connections with other people. Sometimes our relationships are highly emotional and it really does wear on us. And during those times, we stop being motivated to solve our problems and we start blaming other people or other things for our problems. Those are good indicators that you might be getting burned out and need to do a little bit of relationship self-care. So what really causes a person to burn out more than anything else? It's not having a good connection in the relationship. When the children are going out of control and you're starting to take it personally, that's going to decrease your connection, and then that will increase your feeling of hopelessness or feeling like you're burning out as a parent. The logical solution is we've got to make sure that we're constantly increasing connection so that we can not have those moments of burnout. This brings us to the self-care. There are multiple things that you can do to increase self-care in your relationship. But one of the key things that you can do is to make sure that you deliberately plan ahead of time for what type of relationship you want to have. So, do you want to have a relationship that's bonded together? Then in your mind, you need to think of a picture of you with that person in a certain moment in your relationship that you want to have. What does it look like when you and your 3-year-old are enjoying each other's company? Does it look like you sitting on the couch, snuggled together, drinking hot cocoa? Keep that picture in your mind so that you can make sure that you recreate that picture on a regular basis. Just having a little idea, a picture, a reference in your mind gives you something to work toward, and it actually makes it so that you get hopeful instead of feeling upset or hopeless in your relationships. In my Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, I talk about creating a full family vision. This is a 20-year picture of what type of family you want to be 20 years in the future, and it takes place at a family activity or a tradition that happens at a family holiday gathering. This picture is something that the whole family holds on to so that hopefully they can do better self-care each day as they think about their relationships too. And you deliberately create regular activities as a family that are based off of this one vision that you carry together. So learn how to create a family vision and create one for your family. The next thing that you can do to take care of your relationships is make sure that you meet together often. We have 3 different meetings in our family. We have couples meetings, family meetings, and individual mentor meetings. When you meet together often, even if it's just for a short period of time, like 10 or 15 minutes, that actually creates a deliberate touch point in your relationship so that you can bond together. And it's really the bonding together that strengthens your relationship. Have good, meaningful family meetings so that you can solve your problems in ways that don't drain you emotionally. I'm going to talk to you about how to have good meetings and some other things that you can do for relationship self-care. But before I do, click on the subscribe button now. There are a lot of videos on this channel that you're not going to want to miss that will help you with your overall self-care and will help strengthen your relationships. So what makes a really good family meeting? Number 1 is During the family meeting, we just describe things that are happening and describe what should be happening, but we don't start describing all of our emotions. When we keep things in the logical prefrontal cortex with our discussion, this helps us better solve our problems instead of getting emotionally reactive or taking things personally. When you start taking things personally when you're problem solving as a group or with another individual, it actually will start to drain you emotionally and will make you detach from the person in that relationship. So your emotions immediately put you in a selfish place, which makes you want to detach from the person. So how do you stay emotionally engaged? You keep yourself in the prefrontal cortex. If you're starting to feel yourself detached from the other person, then you want to practice the principle of gratitude. And it's super simple. A person who feels grateful for another person can allow themselves to attach to the person even if they don't see completely eye to eye. Think of what you are grateful for that person for. In fact, try to just do that today. When you see that person, think, I'm so grateful that person is in my life because. Do that on a regular basis. Then when you have a problem, you can think, I'm grateful for that person because. So I need to make sure that I really listen and understand where they're coming from. This gives me another thing that you can do for relationship self-care. Make sure that you utilize the 4 basic skills that we normally talk about teaching our children for success. You need them too. You need to learn how to give yourself instruction to connect to the person and then follow through. You need to give yourself no answers if you start feeling overwhelmed or stressed. You need to say, no, that's not what I need to do. I need to connect with these other people and really care about them. You also need to disagree appropriately with other people. That's going to be a skill that's going to help you in your relationship almost more than anything else. And then make sure you accept consequences for your own behaviors and acknowledge when you've done something wrong and do self-corrections as well. We don't have parents when we're adults to follow us around and do those consistent corrections and those teaching moments, so we have to do it for ourselves. But all the things you teach your children for self-government are definitely things that you need too. Speaking of things that we need for ourselves, we need calmness for ourselves. We need to regularly evaluate ourselves, making sure that you take time to evaluate how you are doing with your behavior and connection with other people can really help. Sometimes if we don't take those times to evaluate by just sitting down and thinking through our relationships and doing a relationship assessment, then we sometimes start getting selfish, making excuses for ourselves, or thinking that our relationship problems are somebody else's fault exclusively. And they're not usually. Both people can usually fix when there's a relationship problem at hand. If you've enjoyed this video, I know that you're going to love my next video, which is how to do your own relationship assessment. In this video, I will talk about how you can assess yourself and your relationship and take some simple steps to make improvements. So click on the link to that video now.